Hello! It is summer. Even though it's not actually summer when I'm recording this, I think the first day of summer is May 20th, if I'm correct. But regardless, it's summer. And we need to talk about how you are going to become a new version of you this summer. So recently I just did a rebrand for my podcast, the Globe Secrets Podcast. If you don't know, I have one. And I also have a YouTube channel for it. And you can also listen to it on Spotify, Apple, all those good things. Definitely go check it out. But in preparation to getting my photos back from my photographer, I knew that I needed to go on Canva and I needed to actually put the text on it and create a whole new vibe for the podcast. And on top of that, I knew I wanted to make an Instagram community for my podcast, which I've made. Go follow that as well. So I decided to go on Canva and make a whole mood board and pick out certain colors and themes and vibes, especially for my Instagram that I'm gonna be posting on more. I kind of wanted to bring some of the photos that I love to look at and share on Pinterest and bring it onto the Instagram. And when I did that, when I was making the vibe for the podcast, I was like, I need to do this, but for my summer, for my own life outside of my business. And on top of that, I was going through my Instagram stories, my archives from last summer. And when I was looking at all of my photos, I just felt so good in the moment sitting on my couch, looking back at how my summer was last year. And it's crazy because I didn't even really have the life that I have now and the life that I was working towards, but I still very much so enjoyed myself. And I had the most beautiful, spiritual, healing summer. It was all about self-love. It was all about connecting to myself. And I just was so happy looking back at those photos and the music that I was listening to and the vibes that I was in and the food that I was eating and everything. And when I was looking back on those photos, I was like, I need to have a summer like that this summer so that I could look back at the end of the year and be like, that was the best summer ever. And it really inspired me to start a whole mood board and create a new identity of who I want to be this summer. Because why not? I'm very much so into this energy right now, and I think we all are as the summer months come. We just get excited about life. We want to be a new version of ourselves. We want to love ourselves more. We want to show up. We want to, be the girl that we've been dreaming of. Well, this is the time to do it. So not only do we need to get excited for summer and set the vibe, we need to become a new version of us. And here's how we're going to do it. List out all of the things that you have planned this summer and or are looking forward to this summer. So these are just things that are in place right now. So some of the things that I wrote out for me was the Calgary Stampede, and I'm literally making it a whole thing. I'm actually making it my personality trait to be going to the Stampede and being a coastal cowgirl all throughout July. It's a whole thing. I'm so here for romanticizing every little part of my life and not just, okay, get excited one day, go on a trip and then come back to real life. It's gonna become my personality trait with everything that I do this summer and honestly moving forward in my life because I want it to be. And it's just great and it just makes life so much more fun. There's gonna be music festivals that I'm going to, Rolling Loud, I'm gonna go to Veld. I just recently moved to downtown Toronto, so for me, I have a lot of summer in the city plans. I'm not that specific on what I'm going to be doing, but there's so many things that I will be doing. So I just wrote out summer in the city. I have brand trips I'm gonna be going to. I'm gonna be going to Ottawa. I'm gonna be doing a cottage trip. So whatever it is that you know that you have going on or you hope to plan to happen, write all those things out. So it can be trips, events, family things, birthdays, friends' birthdays, getaways, whatever it is that you want. And I think it's important to do this because this is what really gets you excited for life. When you wake up every day and you start to get excited for all the things that are happening this summer. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to list out all of your personal goals or just goals in general that you have for yourself. And this can obviously be any area of your life, health, fitness, relationships, business, career, whatever. Some of my personal goals that I have for myself is I want to start having more spiritual morning routines. Now that it's so nice out and I can go outside on my balcony and really just bring myself back to the energy and the identity that I want to be living in constantly. I literally did that this morning and it was so peaceful. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, didn't go on my phone, went outside, journaled, which I'm gonna talk about journaling as well, especially when it comes to your identity. And I just basked in the energy of summer. Some more personal goals for me. I wanna make more friends. I wanna do more women's circles, which I attend every Monday. Another goal for myself is to really work on my positive self-talk and the narratives and the stories that I'm constantly telling myself on a day-to-day basis about myself, about others, about business, money, everything. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be something that you're working on like a project, but it could be just like a personal goal for yourself. You wanna love yourself more. You wanna accept yourself more. You wanna start looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, oh my gosh, I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, instead of looking in the mirror and being like, oh my gosh, there's that wrong with me and there's that, whatever. Another thing is no stress about boys. Girlies, summer is not the time to be stressing over boys. Realistically, there's no time that we should be stressing over boys, but it is not going to happen on my watch. So that is literally one of my personal goals. No stressing over boys. I also have main character energy for one of my personal goals because, and I'm gonna talk about this in an upcoming video, but you know, I feel like for most of you guys, because you guys are on the same journey as I am, like we're the same person. We struggle sometimes with putting other people on pedestals and obsessing over them and looking at how great they are and really not backing ourselves for who we are, like truly. And I don't want to be like that. I want to care more about myself than other people. And I know that sounds really bad, but I don't mean it like that. I don't mean like I want to be a narcissist and I want to be super obsessed with myself or I don't care about anyone else. It's not that. It's just sometimes we have such a huge spotlight on everyone else and how they're acting and how they're showing up, and we just don't have that on ourselves, which we should, and we should really care more about what we are doing and how we are feeling and, you know, creating the life of our dreams. So yeah, it's a main character energy this summer, and this doesn't mean that it's like I can't be in relationships or I can't have friends or like I'm gonna be like isolated. Like it's not like that. So that's the vibe that I'm on. And also I have a fitness goal, and the fitness goal is to grow my peach. So whatever your personal goals are, you're going to write them down. Now the next step, and this is like a few parts of this, and this is like the main thing that we're going to be focusing on when it comes to becoming a new version of ourselves, is looking at the personal goals, looking at all the things that we're excited to do this summer. We want to start to encompass a new identity. And so we can put words to it and we can put photos to it. I have done both. So essentially you want to just think of like who you want to be this summer. What do you want to feel like? What do you want to look like? Who do you want to be? So based off of some of my goals and based off of the things that I'm excited to do this summer, there's a few words that I picked out. I have my own muse. I want to be my own muse. Again, it comes back to this like main character energy. Like I want to be obsessed with myself because really there's nobody to change but self. And you know, the more that you actually look at yourself like you are worthy, people will start to conform. And when you are so worried about people not conforming to you, then it's like, girl, what are we not conforming about within ourselves? Another word is spiritual. I want to be more connected to not only myself, but the universe. I'm very into spirituality. I'm all about that. And we'll be talking a lot about that on the podcast as well. But I just want to be more in the energy of trusting and not so obsessed with, you know, some of the things that might be not going right in my life in the 3D reality in front of my face. I also want to be fun. I picked the word fun because I want to allow myself to play, to be messy, to have fun, and not be so serious about life. I want to be confident. Very, very confident. More confident than I've ever been in my life. I also wrote down suburban housewife. Listen, there is something about a suburban housewife that I just love. Like the energy of literally living in suburbia and being a housewife and just like living your best life. That's what I want. I want that life. And so that's the energy that I will be channeling this summer. I also wrote fitness girly because I really want to take that identity on, as I am somebody who goes to the gym. I am a fit girl. I am somebody who loves to go to the gym and escapes in the gym and just like really enjoys her time in the gym. And it's not from a place of self-hate. It's not from a place of like hard work and discipline. It's like, that is what I do. I go to the gym. I also want to be stylish. I want to really express myself and wear the clothes that I want to and just have fun. So whatever words or vibes that you're thinking, I want you to write those words down. Okay, the next thing that is very, very fun, and I just think that like, just kick off summer by making a mood board. Like let's just do it, okay? Now, what's gonna help you make this mood board is taking your personal goals, also taking the things that you're excited to do this summer, and also like that new identity, any of those words, and find photos that represent that and put them on a freaking mood board. Now, I remember I did this for the new year, and you guys were asking me how I did it, and it's really simple. Go onto Pinterest, start searching up whatever you want when it comes to your vision of summer, of who you wanna be this summer. Find the photos. You can either save them to your computer or you can literally just copy and paste them. That's what I do, by the way. I go on Pinterest, I copy and paste the photo, and then I open up my Canva, and then I just paste it so that I don't have to save it onto my computer. And maybe what I'll do is leave the template that I used and share it somehow in the description. Yeah, maybe I'll do that so you guys are like, whatever. Anyways, make it as beautiful and nice and inspirational as possible, okay? Listen, I'm somebody who looks at mood boards a lot different than I used to. Whatever I would put on my mood board, I would hyper obsess over the bodies that I would put on it or whatever the lifestyle was. To the point where if I didn't see myself, like if I wasn't that person, I would get really down on myself and I would like hate myself for it. So I want you to remind yourself that your vision board is truly just a vibe, and your summer is going to look different than whatever you have on your mood board, and that is okay. Like we want to exude a lot of self-acceptance as we create our new identity and as we become this version of ourselves. We're not going to look exactly like that girl, and that's totally fine because we're gonna look like us, but we're gonna exude some of the vibes of our mood board, and we just wanna use that as inspiration. So as you can see, I put a few things on my mood board, and I kind of made this quickly, but I ended up really loving how it came out. So like I said, I am literally making being a coastal cowgirl and like going to the Stampede, and I'm really into the Southern vibe, so I'm literally making that my identity. So I thought that the cowboy hat with the bikini and also the girl beside it with the background of like, it's giving like Western vibes. I really love that. Of course, she has a nice booty, like, come on, we gotta add that in there. Also, the girl who is standing in the fitness set, she looks fit, she looks hot, she looks nice, she looks amazing, and that's what I'm trying to be. Also, the tennis girl. I'm not really planning on playing tennis, honestly, but it exudes suburban housewife. It exudes the life that I am trying to live, truly. The house. This is a house in the Hamptons. Listen, I don't plan on going to the Hamptons, but that type of home to me really just reminds me of the home and the life that I am trying to live. And I think the sushi with the headphones and the sneakers and just like, it's like at a park or something. It's just giving like healed girl, romanticizing little parts of her life, summer. And then I obviously have a t-shirt that says, get lots of sleep, drink plenty of water. Like, I'm trying to get sleep, I'm trying to drink water, I'm trying to take care of myself. So I want you to spend an afternoon, a morning, a night, whatever, and have fun with this. Go on Pinterest, find your favorite photos and make a mood board and just set the vibe, okay? Okay, so this next step is even more important than having the mood board because we can make the mood board and then we can forget about it, right? Or we can look at it every day, but it like doesn't really do much. We need to start living this reality. We need to create a life every single day which encompasses this vibe, this identity, reminds us that we are this person right now. Because, you know, all of the things that are on our mood board or our vision board, sometimes we look at it as if we don't have these things yet. And that's true that maybe I don't have the house in the Hamptons, or I don't have the body, or I don't have the X, Y, and Z. But what's really gonna help you actually get those things is for you to act as if you basically already have these things. And this is not a form of just being super delusional, but you want to start living this reality now. You want to start feeling like the suburban housewife. You want to start feeling like realistically you are this person. And this is how you're going to do it. You are going to start to change your environment, the things that you're listening to, the things that you are looking at, and how you're feeling on a day-to-day basis. So here are some things that I have done and switched out realistically to help me step into this identity of a new version of me. So one is getting expanders. I've talked about this many times in my content. To Be Magnetic, which is a great podcast all about manifesting in a very logical, scientific way. It's not just like, oh, script out 50 million things and then you're gonna get reality. So anyways, I say that to say you can definitely go check out that podcast where they talk about having expanders. So expanders are basically people that you look up to that are the person that you are trying to be, to show yourself that it is possible. And on top of that, of course, just to have inspiration. So it's gonna be so important you taking on this new identity, that you start to find people who you could look up to, that inspire you, that motivate you. And you know, you're creating this new identity, and this a whole new summer happening right now. So the people that you probably are looking at, whether that be on YouTube, listening to podcasts, or Instagram, they might just be like the old version of you, like a manifestation of the old version of you, which is fine. Like if they're not like triggering you or making you feel like crap about yourself, of course you can still follow them, still watch them. But it's just, again, we're doing a summer kickoff here. So try your best to find new expanders, people who have what you have, whether that be, let's say you want to be a content creator this summer. Okay, well, find the content creators that literally make you inspired and show you that it's possible. I remember years ago, Haley Gamba was one of the first girls that I saw in this self-love, more self-care community on YouTube, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love her. I learned so much from her, but then she ended up becoming my expander, and now I literally talk to her all the time on Instagram. Like it's so amazing. And I didn't even realize at that point that she was really my expander. And you don't need to look at, let's say, these content creators as people who are going to inspire you to become a content creator, because I really actually looked at her because she just has so much confidence and she's amazing and she has great content. At that point, I wasn't even trying to be a content creator, but I mean, even now I realize she actually was an expander when it came to being a content creator. But just becoming your best version of yourself, who are the people that you're going to continue to look up to? And listen, maybe that's even me, and that's great. You guys tell me all the time that I'm your expander, which is amazing. Like holy, especially any of you who live in Toronto and who want to be content creators. So whatever it is that you are looking to become, find somebody who is already that and follow them, watch them, get motivated, inspired by them. And one thing I'll say, you do not need to become the version of them specifically. Again, we want to make sure that we're not bringing ourselves to this inferiority complex where it's like they're all the way up here and like we're nothing. It's just really allowing them to inspire you, and know that you will, no matter what, when you really start to glow up and identify as this person, you're gonna be a version of you that is so incredibly embodied and great, but you're not gonna look exactly like that person. That's totally fine. So we're just gonna use these people as motivation, as people who can show us that it's possible to have what we really desire in our lives. The next thing that you can do, because I know you guys, listen, I know you guys watch YouTube videos and I know you guys listen to podcasts, switch up the people, of course, like I said, the content creators maybe that you're watching, but even the podcasts. So depending on who you want to be or who your identity is, start to look for podcasts that reflect that. And I've done this in previous summers. It's always the summer for me that like I really get interested in this type of content, but I love watching lifestyle influencers. I like watching the New York City girlies. I like watching influencers who are doing like try on hauls and makeup routines and girl chats and like showing me what they're doing on their weekends, like stuff like that. It's just, it makes me feel like it's summer, like honestly. So for me personally, I like to listen to a lot of podcasts that are from those influencers who, you know, maybe I'm not learning something very educational, but that's really not the vibe that I'm in right now, this educational vibe, but maybe you are. So maybe you're gonna find somebody who really teaches you something that you don't know yet, or you're really more interested in. Maybe it's about feminine energy, maybe it's psychology, maybe it's health and fitness. Again, these are things that you're going to be listening to, in which will elicit a feeling state within you. So what do you want to feel on a day-to-day basis? Do you want to feel like you are this like New York influencer and like you're like all the other girlies and you're wearing cute outfits and you're going out and you're living your best life and you have friends and you're dating and you're whatever? Then start consuming content of people who are doing the same thing. And maybe if that's not you this summer, maybe you're more into like the deep spirituality, you're really into the healing and the calm and the presence, and you know, you're protecting your energy and you're being low key, then find people who are like that. Like there's so many people. Another thing that's gonna be so huge that will help you on a day-to-day basis is music. It's time for you to create a new playlist. And this playlist, again, it's going to elicit the feeling that you are trying to be in, the identity that you are trying to be in. Is it gonna be rap music? Is it gonna be house music? Is it gonna be Spanish music? Is it gonna be country music? Whatever music is going to make you feel like that version on your mood board, you're gonna make a playlist of all those songs and you're gonna start playing that all the time. In the morning, right before you get out of bed. Ooh, one thing, if you have an alarm and you set your alarm, put a song that is going to seriously snap you right into this version of you every single morning. I swear it'll be a game changer. But it's just so good for you to even switch up your music. You know, sometimes we listen to the same music over and over again, and it's like, this music is a manifestation of the old version of you and your old thoughts and your old stories, right? And even if they're technically like positive stories, or you know, you get in a good mood when you listen to these things, like, let's for a moment step into a new phase of our lives, a new version. You know, when you hear a song from last summer, brings back certain memories, whatever, like, let's have a soundtrack to our summer for this summer. And some of these playlists can have some of those old songs that you were listening to that made you feel really good. Another thing that really inspired me to make this video was when I was looking through my archives, I was playing 2 songs last summer that just hit. And they're in my playlist like this summer. Like, I play them all the time because it just brings me back to such a good time in my life. One was Sick 2 by Darcy, and another one was Playboy by Fireboy. And those songs, they just get me in the vibe. But of course, I have other playlists. If you want some playlists and you don't know where to start, then follow me on Spotify, Alicia Gogan, and I'll have all my playlists down below. I've been making a ton of playlists. Also, I'm super obsessed with Jack Harlow, and Jack Harlow to me gives, well, he is Southern. He gives Southern vibes, he gives suburban vibes, he just gives like real, he also, I'm not even going to lie, if you listen to his lyrics, he exudes so much confidence, and he believes in manifestation. I've literally watched some of his interviews. He believes in manifestation. So a lot of his lyrics really correlate to the mindset that I have. So I really, really love listening to his music, and his new album, Jackman, is elite. I freaking love it. So I'm also going to see him in Calgary in July. So guys, don't worry, there's gonna be so much content with that. So anyways, I've been listening to that playlist. I made a Spanish playlist as well, because again, the Spanish music just gets you going. So whatever is going to make you feel like that new version of you, do it. Make the playlist. Another few things that you can do is you can buy new books. I don't know how much reading I'm going to be doing, but listen, if that is your identity, the girly who reads on her Kindle and she goes to the park every day and she's reading, like the Kindle girlies, like maybe that's you. Maybe you're gonna be reading a bunch of different types of self-help books, spirituality books. You're educating yourself on any sort of topic, like let's do that. Whether that be physical books, whether that you be getting an Audible membership, whether that you, whatever, finding free books online. You can also go to a library, your public libraries, usually in your city or your state. Also, this is not necessary for you to do, because obviously it's going to depend on your budget and if you even think it's relevant, but I find having new items allow me to feel like I'm a new version of myself. So whether that's buying a brand new journal for the summer, it inspires me to have my spiritual morning routines. It reminds me that I'm a new version of myself this summer. Or maybe a new water bottle. Not only is the new water bottle gonna make you drink more water, but it's also gonna contribute to the identity of a girl who takes care of herself and she's in her health and wellness era. Maybe it's a new coffee recipe that you're going to try from TikTok. Remember those days, like back in 2020, when everyone was trying, what was it, like whipped coffee or something? Maybe you're gonna try a new creamer. Maybe you're gonna try a new different coffee that's gonna make you feel excited and make you, again, it's like romanticizing these small little things, right? Maybe it's a new recipe. Maybe you're going on Pinterest and you're scrolling and you're finding new food ideas, Greek salads, you're having lighter foods, you're having whatever, you're trying something out new. The word new is going to be your #1 focus for this entire video, okay? Or even workout sets, right? If you're in your fitness girl era, well then maybe you're buying a new set and you're like, this is me, this is a new version of me. I literally, thankfully, Buff Bunny had sent me so many workout sets and I did a brand deal with them. Every single time I put this set on, I literally am a new version of me. I am no longer old Alicia that like goes to the gym in slacks or like barely goes to the gym. When I put these workout sets on, I am a fitness girly. So again, these things are not necessary, but they are definitely helpful when you want to become a new version of yourself, and it doesn't have to be very big. Also, if you want workout sets from Buff Bunny, check out my Instagram because I wear a lot of their sets and I do have a promo code Alicia10 for money off. Okay, another thing which I kind of already talked about when it comes to expanders, but it is so important that you change up your social media. I'm not even going to cap. We spend so much time on social media. It is time for you to stop scrolling on TikTok and watching all of these people talk about, like, whether it's relationship advice or how to do fitness or health or like just random crap. Enough is enough. Stop scrolling. And if you are gonna scroll, okay? Because again, I'm not gonna cap, we go on TikTok sometimes. Actually, I really do not scroll on TikTok because I just think that it doesn't help me with anything. But you know, I'll go on Pinterest, I'll go on Instagram. It's time to switch up who you are listening to and who are you watching. And listen, ask yourself this. The people who are listening to, the people who you're consuming, do these people really have what you want? And if the answer is no, then we're not gonna watch them anymore. And also on top of that, are these people actually helping you in your day-to-day life? Like every single time you go and watch their videos, every time you go and consume their content, are you taking aligned action? Are you taking action from a place of really inspired action? If the answer is no, then stop. Like seriously, stop with the freaking tarot card TikTokers telling you like how your summer's gonna go or whatever. You get to decide. If you continue to watch and obsess over girls in your town or your city who are doing or living the life that you want, but you feel really crap about it because you think that you can't have that, stop looking at it. Become the version of you that lives that life right now. I can't even remember how many times that the old version of me would get so excited for summer and I would make the mood boards and find all these expanders, but I got stuck in just watching and not living. And so it's so important that once you've created a whole new vibe, you got your playlist, you're changing your environment, you're buying some new items, you've made a mood board, that you actually start creating a routine that encompasses all of these things and you become this version of yourself, which means taking action. Now, what has really helped me with this is every morning when I wake up, because I've done this work and I've done my goals and my identity and who I want to be, I have a morning practice that allows me to channel this energy every single day. So literally this morning, I went on my balcony and I wrote out the version of me that is the suburban housewife, that is the coastal cowgirl, that is the fitness girly. How does she feel? What does she think? What is she getting in her life? I will write that out. And this is not from a place of writing out affirmations like you're trying to convince yourself that you have the body or you are chosen right now. It's not about that. It's literally, okay, I'm gonna think about the person that I'm trying to channel right now, the new identity, the best version of myself, and what would she be thinking, and what would she be feeling, and what would she have in her life? And so I'm going to write from that perspective. And writing from that perspective simply just gets you excited, simply just makes you feel so good. And then after you're done your morning routine, you are going to start to take small little actions that are from that place of inspiration. You reminded yourself every morning, oh, okay, I wanna be the coastal girl, I wanna be the suburban, I wanna be the fitness girl, I wanna be the X, Y, and Z. So, okay, well now that I did my morning routine, I'm gonna put my workout set on and I'm going to the gym because I reminded myself that that's who I want to be. As I'm getting ready, I'm putting on Jack Harlow because that's the vibe that I'm trying to be in. If you don't have something to really start your day off, what you're gonna end up doing, because our subconscious minds are programmed to like carry the old stories in the old version of us, we're gonna wake up and we're gonna think about everything that's going wrong in our lives, all the things that are not here yet. And on top of that, we're going to continue to search for evidence to prove ourselves what we believe about ourselves in our lives, which right now might not be that good. It might not be the coastal girl. It might not be the suburban wife because that's not our reality right now. But we don't want to focus on our reality. This is not about denying the fact that you don't have the life that you want. But what is the point on you waking up every single day and focusing on the things that you don't have? Wake up, create a routine that reminds you of who you want to be and start embodying that person now. Use these things like the playlist and the podcasts and the content creators to help you and guide you to take that action that will allow you to literally eventually be the suburban housewife. You don't need to wait around. There's nothing to wait for. There's nothing to wait for. And this is what we do. It's like, oh, okay, well, like one day I'll be the housewife or one day I'll be this, that. No. The version of me that is the suburban housewife, what would she be thinking? What would she be doing? What would she be focusing on predominantly during the day? Would she be stressing over a text from a guy who's not showing up? Would she be slacking on her goals? Would she be sitting all day and watching Netflix? No, what would she be doing? She'd be waking up and having her freaking green juice. She'd be rooted in her self-worth because she knows she's the it girl. She'd be listening to her favorite playlist. She'd be going to the gym, taking care of herself. She'd be going on hot girl walks. She'd be going to work. She'd be loving what she does for work. She'd be inspired. She'd be connecting with people. Like, that's what she'd be doing. So you need to become that version of her. And like, the truth is, the life that I have right now being a full-time creator, living my best life, loving myself, making more money than I ever have in my life, all the experiences, all the everything, creating a community of people, helping people the way that I've wanted to. This life didn't come from me waking up and reminding myself of how many subscribers I don't have, or how much money I don't have, or how my body is not right now, or the relationship that I don't have right now, or X, Y, and Z. The life that I have is a manifestation of me deciding that I am going to become the version of me that I want to be, but now. I'm gonna start thinking like her. I'm gonna start waking up in the morning and working on my YouTube as if I am a YouTuber now. Just because I don't have all the followers doesn't mean anything. I'm gonna get the followers. It's not a big issue. I'm gonna become the person who is not doubting herself, because realistically, the highest version of me doesn't doubt herself. I'm gonna wake up every morning, and throughout the day, I'm going to monitor my thoughts. And when my mind goes to negative stories and limiting beliefs and narratives, I'm going to say, actually, not today. Actually, we're not going there. And those are the things that are going to keep me stuck, so I'm not gonna go there. But it's gonna require you to wake up every single day and decide, listen, when you're trying to change your self-concept, your identity, you're trying to become a new version of you, it's not gonna be automatic. And unfortunately, we live in a day and age where we just like, okay, I'm gonna create the mood board, and then like tomorrow, I'm gonna be the suburban housewife. No, you have years and years and years of negative beliefs and old stories. And on top of that, all these experiences that have manifested from your negative beliefs, your old stories, your wounds, your low self-worth, your whatever. So, you know, it's gonna take some time for you to adjust and become the new version of you, which means you do need to make sure that you're having a routine in place every single day. You're doing your journaling every single day. When you start to witness your thoughts go to the negative, you're pulling yourself back out. And listen, it's not an easy thing, but eventually it does start to get easier. And you have to be that person that's gonna bring yourself back. Nobody's gonna do it. I'm not in your mind. Nobody's in your mind. Only you are gonna be able to reprogram your mind. But again, it starts with these small little things, and you know, creating a life that you love, creating a life that you feel good in, and having things in place so that you don't continue to spiral. It's going to really help you become this new version of you. Now, if you want inspiration and you want to kind of stay on track, which we all need, definitely don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I'm gonna continue to make more content like this. And let me know also like what you want me to touch on further, whether that be in this video or not. Like, definitely let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast channel, and or you can just listen on Spotify and Apple if you want to go on a hot girl walk and you want to screenshot and tag me, you could do that too. The Instagram for the Glow Up Secrets podcast, definitely follow that, because again, I'm gonna continue to reinforce these messages and, you know, get the vibes going. And I wanna create a community. I want us to all do this together, like truly. We need to create a new version of ourselves. We need to step into a new version of us. And it's gonna be a lot easier when we know we have other girls on the same level as us. And of course, you can follow my personal Instagram, Alicia Gogan, if you just wanna see my life, my outfits, my whatever I'm doing. I post way too much on my stories sometimes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm so excited for summer content, glowing up to the best version of ourselves, because that's what we're here to do. And I'll have everything that I talked about linked in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.